So you realize that you were really a man and not a woman. You go to God and you repent. Now you go back into surgery to have everything reversed.
Yeah, as much as you possibly can. You can't do as much as you'd like to. Some things are not repairable.
Like what?
The genitals are so mutilated, there's little can be done.
Oh my God.
This is a test.
Well, first of all, I'm just starting my transition. I've just started the hormone therapy. I don't even have tits yet.
This is only a test.
So when you go to the bathroom to pee, do you sit or stand? Or you pee on the floor? Do you just pee on the floor?
I'm not going to answer that.
Do you pee? Here, I don't know what's going on.
You always talk about the homosexuals. You talk about the lesbians.
This guy by the name of Pete Buttcheek. So Buttcheek, the radical homosexual. Pete Buttcheek, because he's a radical homosexual. And so he sat there, Buttcheek did, and Pete Buttcheek is a radical homosexual running for president out of Indiana. But Buttcheek is sitting there agreeing. Pete Buttcheek, and don't get no husband, get a wife.
I'll get both.
Here, I don't know what's going on. You said there shouldn't be any cis women in sports.
Oh, yeah, cis women in sports.
What's a cis woman?
A cis woman is a woman that was born as a woman. She's biologically a woman.
So I don't understand. You guys so you're saying a real woman should not be in sports?
No, they're slower, they're weaker, they're emotional. If you want to watch women's sports, watch trans women's sports. Give us a chance. We're faster, we're bigger, we're stronger, we can score more goals.
But that's because you were born as a male.
Yeah, I know.
You think it was a he?
Yeah, his name is Taylor.
I don't know.
Well, it's a it. I don't know what it is.
Because you said she admitted that, or it admitted that it wasn't a transgender, and she sounded just like a girl, too much like a girl.
So maybe the girl, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, because a girl can be named Taylor too, right?
Right.
Like Taylor Swift.
Right.
Oh, I see. Why do you sound like a girl if you're a boy?
Why do you sound like an idiot?
Because I'm black. No, but don't compare to black, because black people were discriminated because of skin color, not because of their immoral lifestyle or anything like that. I can hear the old people now saying, what's wrong with that? What's wrong with him? Why is he switching like a woman? Oh, I'm finally becoming a man, trying to figure out what to be a man. Why not figure out how to be a woman, since you are a woman? Do you feel embarrassed to be confused about who you are?
I'm not confused about who I am.
Yes,
you're confused.
No, believe me, you're confused. But why identify as something that you're not? It's not sane to do that. Do you believe in God? Are you a Christian? Are you a Christian?
Yes.
Do you believe in God? Are you a Christian?
I don't know what happens when I die. I try to be I want to be a kind person, a human person. I try to do how I try to treat people. My mother and father are Christians and they're Republicans. And because when I was a kid, I got into a really bad accident. It was like a really horrible accident. Like I was 3 years old, because she knew that I needed a mother. Very grateful. I'm going to start crying. Very grateful. I just don't know what happens. You know what I mean? I just don't know.
So are you a Christian? So I need to ask my experts about this. I was thinking of this story, and I wonder, what would my experts say about this situation? To be adopted. Oh, there's this boy that was about to be adopted by two men. so-called dads. And the teacher said, that ain't nothing to be thankful for. The teacher went around the class, what are y'all thankful for? Everybody, I'm thankful for turkey. I'm thankful for my dad and my mama. I'm thankful for being black and proud. I'm thankful for being white. And then there's one little boy, I'm thankful for being adopted by 2 dads. The teacher's like, what the? You're not gay, are you?
Well,
do you think that the teacher should have done that or not? Was the teacher wrong?
I don't think that the teacher should have done that and got involved and said, that's wrong, you shouldn't be blah, blah, blah.
Why?
I just don't think that it was the right approach.
You don't?
I just don't.
So you don't think the teacher should have said that about the homosexual guys?
No, I just don't think that it was the right approach to tell the son to confuse the child or whatever he is, to confuse the child in that way.
James, you think the teacher should have done that?
It did seem like she might have gotten like overboard about it. Because, I mean, based on what the story went, right? Based on the...
James is the hate report. The hate report guy.
I liked that she did it, but she might have been one of those, like, overzealous women, Christian women, whatever, or Mormon women. Maybe she's Mormon, because it is Utah.
Utah, yeah.
But I like that she did it, but she might have been going on and on and on when she didn't really need to. But, like, these 3 girls went to the principal's office and told her.
They need to be kicked out of class.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. It's just like Tattletale girls too.
Yeah,
flashbacks. But anyways,
so you don't think she should have done that?
I don't think she should have gone on and on and on. I'm speculating that she may have gone.
So
like,
if
overboard.
it's true that she did it the way that they say she said she did it, she should not have done it that way.
Man, this is so tough. I would say, nah, it's fine. Teachers always do that. Like, especially female teachers are gonna go a little overboard on stuff. Dang.
Yeah.
I don't know what to say about that.
What do you say, Nick? These are my X-rays. By the way, Clint, I bet you didn't know that Clint is watching, I'm told.
Nice.
You didn't know James was an expert, right?
No,
Yeah.
he knew.
Oh, he knew. He knew.
Just look at me and tell.
And Nick is an expert, and Joel is an expert. Nick, do you think that she this is my producer, folks.
Yeah.
You think the
I love
teacher
that she
should have
did
done
it.
that?
I love that she did it. I love that she said it. The liberal teachers do the same thing the other way, and that kid, that might be the only person to tell him that. She might be that teacher, even though I thought that too when you said that. When I read the story, I thought what you thought. She's like, oh, I know it. She went off, which might be there might be a proper way of doing that, but not commenting on that. I'm just glad that she did because she might be the only one saying that in his life.
So Joel said no, she shouldn't have done it, right, Joel?
I go yes.
Right. I think yeah.
And James said no, she shouldn't have done it. He's glad she did it, but she should not have done it. Am I right?
I said that she maybe if she did it the way that I said, she shouldn't have done it like that.
That's basically what I said.
Amazing.
Yes.
And Nick said yes.
It's kind of like how the people tell you, it's the way you say it, Jesse.
That's a tough situation though.
What?
That's a tough situation to make a decision on, because you don't know, how do you go about that correctly?
What do you think about the community coming and responding and helping out the gays?
I think that's a little
disgusting.
Yeah, they won't stand up for what is right, but they'll stand up for what is wrong.
And the female principal too.
Those were the wives.
Oh, it was a female principal?
Yeah.
Oh, no wonder.
Yep.
Who apparently, according to reports, has been very helpful throughout the whole process.
She's been
very
amazing.
Accommodating. Oh, yeah.
Of course.
She said, there's a door, keep walking.
I thought about this story, too. That's why I asked you guys. I ask. I don't think the teacher should have done it.
Ooh.
Because the boy is just 11 years old. The teacher should just let it slide by. And I thought about the liberals, they would have done the same thing, right? Gone against the Christians or whatever, right?
Yeah.
But two wrong doesn't make a right. And the little kid didn't, I wouldn't let the homosexuals come to my classroom and be, oh, we're here for little Tommy. We're his daddies. I wouldn't let all that happen.
Yeah.
But the little kid, he coming out of a foster home and, I would, I would have let us, some things you just let slide.
Yeah.
And you're just 11 years old. Don't be so mean.
Oh, yeah, kid? I know you're getting adopted, but guess what?
I would have let him have it. It was little kids, and one little kid, oh, Dad, I'm happy for my two dads adopted me. I would say, oh, that's nice, and went on.
Live to sub another day.
Yeah. Homosexuality is abnormal, but they're trying to make you treat it as a norm. And anyone who agrees with it, you're not supposed to hate. Don't hate, but discern. Don't accept a wrong as a right, because when you accept a wrong as a right, it will destroy you. Because you agree with evil. But if you believe that it's right to be that way, there's nothing wrong with it, then no one can help you. God can't help you. I can't help you. You just have to suffer and die from it. But if you believe that it's wrong, but you're stuck, it's like any person that's stuck into whatever they're into, whether it's alcohol or sex or lying or cheating or stealing or into their blackness or whiteness, whatever you're into, whatever you believe in, will believe in you and control you. And so if you believe that this lifestyle is right, that that's who you are, then there's nothing that anyone can do, not even God. But Satan is your daddy, because he's convinced you that a wrong is a right, and he used other people to convince you. He's like, you know what, you've been feeling this way since you were a child, so it's natural. And then you're like, and then you had, in the beginning you thought, no, as a child you think, no, I can't accept this. But along the way, he convinced you. He kept speaking to you. Then he used his children, the radical homosexuals and others, to convince you. So now you have accepted it, but you're never going to have peace with it.
Okay, so to make myself happy, and so I don't jump off this fucking roof, okay, I'm going to identify as a woman.
So 5 hours later, you wake up, you have breast, you have a upside
down, boy, you turn me inside out and round, upside down.
You have a female part.
We have what they call a nouveau vagina. It's not real. I mean, it's just fashioned to look like it. Everything they do is purely cosmetic.
Wow.
Nobody changes genders. That is pure nonsense. This is all cosmetic procedures to make it look like you change genders. There isn't one person who undergoes this type of inversion surgery that actually changes genders. It's all fluff and appearance, nothing real.
And I come from the trans med community, and that means that I believe we have a medical issue. Okay, it's a mental issue. There's something that's not right where I don't identify in the body. I don't think gender is a spectrum. There's male and female. That's it.
It's all about a broken identity.
Yeah.
It's not about sexual attraction. It's not about sex.
Do you believe that God made you that way, or something happened along the way that caused you to become that way? So you're a male. So sometimes you hated your male parts before 9 years old, and then there were times when you accepted your male parts, right?
Sure, we'll go with that.
And then at 9 years old, what happened?
What do you mean what happened?
I met old serpent out there today. He told me I can be free and I can be this and that. He like, no, Eve, go sit down. Don't listen to the serpent lying to you. He's lying. And then she went back and said, Adam told me not to listen to you. And he said, oh, Adam is lying. He just want to control you. You could be a lesbian. You can do whatever you want. You can work a job. You can kill your babies in the womb. Oh, really? She said, all right. And so she believes the serpent. And once she believed the lie, she fell away from her husband. She fell away from the truth. And in that fallen state, he convinced her to keep going to the husband and telling him, you know what, why you listen to your daddy? You shouldn't listen to your father. Your father want to control you, just like the mothers do today to their children. Your father want to control you. Don't listen to him. He's just trying to control you. He ain't no good. He's an alcoholic. He's a drug addict. He doesn't love you. He abused me. Your father's an abuser. So, Adam, don't listen to him. You can be your own man. Your father talked to me wrong. He abused me with words. And Adam's like, really, mama? Yeah, he did, baby. And so the moment Adam believed her, he fell away from his father. And she became his God. He became subject to the woman.
And I think you're getting a little confused that I made up with my mother. I had to push my mother away.
Right.
That was the issue.
What did you forgive her for?
I forgave her for controlling me and kind of just pushing me and just always having control of me and trying to push me in her direction. That's what I kind of gave her, and making me dependent on her. And, you know, that needed to end, so I pushed myself away.
Good. And did you forgive your father for not protecting you from your mother? This is an illusion of a life. And the way
I'm very happy.
And the way you became that way is you resent your mother and you become like what you hate, right? And so your mother done the best that she could. I would recommend you forgive her, return to your father.
Okay, well, what about someone in my case who, my mom was a very nice lady. I mean, I don't have any, I don't feel like I have any anger or resentment towards her. She was a good mom.
But she wasn't. She was a deceiver. No such thing as a good mom. Good mom don't create bad children. Did your grandmother tell you not to tell your father and mother?
Yes.
Really? She said, hey, I'm going to put this dress on you. Don't tell anyone?
Right. Yeah. She said, this is our little secret.
What a wicked woman. And so we don't really know what was on her mind, huh?
No, we really don't. We have no idea what was going through her mind, except for whatever reason she liked me much better as a girl than she did as a boy, and that she spent a great deal of time. She made me a purple chiffon evening dress that she, because she was a seamstress, that she made me fit perfectly in it.
My normal is divorced parents, step parents, everything like that. Your normal may be different.
And so your abnormal is divorced. Your parents are divorced?
Yes, they got divorced when I was 9.
You know, once that seed is planted, it's very difficult to sort of separate from reality, you know.
And you say it started at 4 or 5, meaning that's when you start to feel like a girl rather than a guy. Describe to us what a girl feeling is like. What does it feel like to feel like a girl?
Well, in my case, and each case, of course, is different, but my grandmother started dressing me as a girl when I was 4 or 5 years old. And
what I do know is that it was something that I was aware of very, very young, like
right.
4 or 5 years old.
Right. And you say that it was growing in you. You felt this thing growing inside of you. So if I'm hearing you correctly, you're saying that the it was the spirit of the female feeling, or the spirit of the female growing on the inside of you. Am I right?
Absolutely, yeah. So it becomes very powerful, and it becomes a place of peace and rest and joy and all of the things that you're kind of hearkening back to the time that you were being loved on so much by your grandmother. Everybody seeks to be loved. And so that love that she showed me, I think the rest of my life I tried to recapture those moments of love and excitement that my grandmother was showing me.
What a shame.
How have you told other people that they need to overcome it?
They have to forgive, starting with their mothers first, because it's a woman's spirit that made a home in you and it came inside by you resenting something about your mother, whether she was too dominant with you, or insecure, or complaining, or played victim, or didn't want to have a baby and overreacted, and it caused you to become angry or resentful toward that, and then you didn't have your father there to protect you from her, and so you took on her identity. That's why you feel like a woman, because it is a female spirit that made a home in you. And it's not her natural spirit, it's her father's spirit, Satan. And it made a home in you, and that's why you feel like a woman, and that spirit is convincing you that that's who you are, because it wants to destroy you. It doesn't want you to be a man. It doesn't want you to represent good. But if you forgave your mother and forgave your father, especially your mother, then that will be taken away from you. That spirit that makes you do the things you don't want to do or accept things that you wouldn't ordinarily accept would be taken away from you, and then you could be yourself. You could be a boy again.
I had the help of a couple of psychotherapists, and one of them I was praying with, and we had been talking about the redemption and restoration of my life as a male, and during prayer, as we were praying, I could visually see the Lord come to me with his arms stretched out. And at the moment that I saw the Lord in his arms, I saw myself as a newborn baby. And he picked up that baby and held me, that baby, in his arms. And I was redeemed and restored back to my birth gender at that moment, and have been ever since.
Right on. She may have done the best that she could do, because she had anger herself. She resented her mother or men or men. But so she couldn't help it. That's for sure. If she could have done better, she would have. But she wasn't a so-called good mom. No such thing.
Oh, okay. Well, she did resent her mom. I know that.
I'll rest my case. And that's why she passed that down to you. Because she had no love. She only had the spirit of anger, which is of Satan. And that's the spirit that is driving you right now, because you resented the fact that she had no love. And once you became angry about that, you become like whomever you're angry at. And so the moment you became angry at her, you became like her. You took on her identity. And Satan's trying to convince you that it's normal to be that way. And it's really not. You're supposed to have perfect peace. And not one homosexual walking this earth has perfect peace.
But I never had, and I don't today, have anger towards her. I really don't.
Have you forgiven her for the mistake she made with you?
I don't think she made mistakes with me.
Was she perfect?
Well, no, I don't think anyone is.
Did she didn't make one mistake with you?
Oh, I mean, I think all parents. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure. Like all parents make
What did she do
that
you? What did she do or act, how did she act that you wish she had not done? What do you wish she had done differently?
Yeah, to be honest, I think I wish she was a little bit less emotionally dependent on me.
That's the trauma. She set you up. She should be. Was she married?
Oh, yeah, she still is. Yeah.
She shouldn't be dependent on you, period. She should be dependent on her husband, but she made you her husband.
Yeah, I kind of think there's some truth in that. Yeah.
And that's the wrongness in her. A mother have to be messed up in order to cause her son or daughter to become her husband. And your mother can't help it, though. That resentment she has, she hates your father, and so she made you her husband, and she turned you away from your father. And he was too weak to do anything about it. But think about it, Taylor. Call me again. But until you forgive your mother and father, you're never going to have peace. And the world is going to confuse you to make you believe you're something that you're not. And you're going to end up having a rough hell of a life if you don't repent, if you don't forgive.
Okay.
Will you think about that?
No.
Yeah, think about it. You will remember that Jesse loved me enough to tell me the truth. Back in a moment, folks.